Okay, hey, here we go. All right, today we're working on our Kimmy Cantrell. Let's back out a little bit. Abstract faces, correct? All right, so you drew out your big shape. Now, some of us drew out our shapes kind of in the center instead of going to the edge. You want to go to the edge so it's less for you to cut and less waste, okay? So, if you did something like that, we want to just shift it over. If it's easy enough, we can just shift it right up here to the top and just use your pencil and shift it. Go to the edge of your cardboard. You know, if you want to keep some lines simple, keep some lines simple. Now, how to use our cutter carefully. This is a serrated edge. It will cut you. Don't saw on yourself. Don't saw like this. This is not safe. So here are the safety tips. When you go to use your cutter, you want to stand up. You're going to move your cardboard. Here's my face. I want to keep that on the table. This is where I want to cut. This is the edge of my cart, which will be the edge of your table. Stick it out past the edge of your table just a little bit. Okay? Now I know this rounds here, but I can make a pretty long straight cut, can't I? All right? So, to hold your cutter, you can hold it like this, you can hold it like this, you can hold it up underneath if you have to do an underneath cut, okay? So I'm going to hold my cutter like this. You never want to put your hands where you're going to be cutting. That's a no-no, okay? We don't want to call you Edward Scissorhands with all different kinds of Band-Aids all over you. So, you stand up, you put your hand down and your weight on the cardboard that you are holding on the table. You're going to take your cutter. See, I'm just going to start right out here. I'm not going to stab it. Just cut. See, I'm cutting at an angle instead of straight up and down so I can see what I'm doing. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this off the page. All the way down. Save this for all your other features. Now, I can turn my cardboard and I can get this curved part. Now, yes, you can cut curves. When you're cutting, you've got to turn it in your hand. Turn it just a little bit as you cut. Okay, I'm going to turn my cardboard. You don't want to stick it way out past your table because it's not sturdy. You want to have your weight on your cardboard here. And then I'm going to try to turn with my fingers so that I can get that curve I wanted. Okay? Now, I'm just going to do one piece at a time. Well, I can get this. I don't know how I'll get that yet. So I'm going to start here. Take your time. Now I'm going to stop because I can't turn this because I'll tear my mask. All right? So you're going to take your cutter out. Now I'm going to start over here. I'm going to turn the cardboard. Make sure that you're not on the table. Make sure your fingers are not in the path of your blade. Okay? Now, I'm just going to cut right over to there. Isn't that sneaky? So that's cut out. Now, this is an easy piece to cut. I can cut here and turn my blade, get that little curve in, and I can get that notch out. Right? Remember, use your edges. Keep all these little pieces. Go keep turning my cardboard so that I can get my weight, my hand and my weight on the cardboard and hold it still out past my table. Now, I've got it all cut. It doesn't matter if I've got all kinds of mistakes on this, it's going to be black. Now I have all these fun scraps. This is where, like with my eyes and things, this could be a cool eye. You know, maybe I can take my scissors, and I kind of like it anyway, and cut it. Yes, you're going to use your scissors for the small things. That could be a cool eyelid. You know, I could take something like this and round off the corners, and maybe that's going to be that semicircle that I wanted for my eye. We're making them three-dimensional, so you are stacking your pieces. Does that make sense? It's not drawn flat. We're not gluing today. You're going to start cutting out your pieces, and we will put, that could be another eye, and we're going to put our, or that one. Ooh, cool. Look at this piece. Maybe I could use that for an eyelid. Sometimes you just have to improvise what you're doing. I can cut a piece and maybe this will be the base of my eye. That way I can glue this on top, right? And I can have all my pieces on there. I don't want to use that there. So that I can make my eyelids. See, I'm just cutting random pieces. Maybe I want to put this on top. Maybe I do want that there. I can cut this here. That way I'm building on a piece. I can make this stick out in that whole space there. You've got all this scrap. So think about, you know, if you want to measure and go, you know, I know I want my eyes are asymmetrical. One's higher than the other one. I can measure. Do I want it longer than this width? You know, maybe I want, I want a nose. I can use this straight edge I have here and figure out how long do I want my nose. Maybe I want my nose this long. Now with something this long, it's going to be kind of a pain in the neck to cut, but you can cut it. The strongest part of your scissors is way back here. So you notice how I had the jaws of life wide open. So now I've got my nose. It's okay if it's a little bent. I'm going to move this over. Make my nose up here. You know. Maybe I want my, put this eye with the long eyelid way over there. Maybe I've got to have something over here that's more rectangular. Maybe that eye is thinner. Remember, he had all different kinds of eye shapes. They weren't all the same. Okay? So, you know, maybe I want something like this to be an eyelid. You've got all these fun shapes. If I want to do something different with the mouth, or maybe he's got, maybe he's got a mustache. You know, maybe he's got a mustache. And I can make my lips. Do you want them rounded? Let's make it a little bit more something. I don't know what that something is, but a little more something. There. Let's see, we need a top lid. Top lip. And just experiment. Sometimes the scraps speak to you. They don't say, hey, use me. It says, hey, I got a funky shape. What can we do with this? Maybe this is something interesting. Now, the other thing that you can do, I had some people that wanted some stuff that were like layers, and you want some texture on your mask. You don't want it all just smooth, okay? So what I mean is this. See the visual texture? You can actually feel that texture. See how everything here? Smooth. So to create some texture, yes, you can peel it off, but I've got another little helper. You can peel it off, but see, I don't get all of it. So, what is this called? The clever cutter. So see the little groove here for the cardboard, the corrugation? I'm just going to take this little cutter straight down that little corrugated part, right like that. It won't cut you. This is plastic. The blade is up in there. You should not be able to cut yourself if you're doing everything safe-wise, okay? So, it's got a little blade on each side, but it just goes inside here so that you can get this little top layer of paper off your cardboard so that you can get some texture, okay? Now, if I cut it at an angle, you know, I can get some different, instead of everything going horizontal, I can get some different kinds of texture and make it go a different direction, okay, instead of all horizontal. Does that make sense? All right, you know, so work on your levels, on your layers. Put one thing on top. This is a relief sculpture. So, you know, I might want some kind of nostril looking thing. Maybe that's part of his nostril. So build on this base. Add on top of what you're doing to make your features. Okay? All right. Take off.